If you're wondering how the mobile version of Devil May Cry is, check out this Nero combo. Peak of Combat has you control teams of up to 3 DMC characters. We'll be covering every character's moves, skills, and ultimates, as well as looking at recommended team builds for each character. Thanks to the devs for sponsoring this video. Be sure to leave a like, and if you've tried the game, comment with your favorite Devil May Cry Peak of Combat character below. We'll be starting with everyone's favorite Wahoo Pizza guy, Dante.
Come on!
Demon Hunter Dante is a physical type that is all around good, especially in the early game. He has solid movement options with his double jump, air hike, and dash. As you level him, he can support teammates by proccing bleed. He has a standard grounded 3-hit combo as well as a delay combo. You can hold the attack for a launcher, and you get an air combo that knocks down as well. His QTE is called Grand Slam. It triggers when an enemy is immobilized or eliminated, hit by release, or has its shield broken. Dante's skill is the Stinger, which moves him across the screen and weakens enemies and applies bleed. His ultimate skill is Devil Trigger, which boosts his resilience and physical damage. Here are some good teams featuring Demon Hunter Dante. Next up, we have Guitar Dante, One Man Show. One Man Show Dante is a really powerful electric type. His attacks all stack Paralysis, which, when procced, will cause continuous electric damage to be done. He has Air Hike and a standard dash. He has a 3-hit grounded combo. You can hold the attack to do the launcher and hold it again to spike them down. After 3 hits, or when the guitar turns into a scythe, press evasion to use spinning jump. This attack sucks enemies in and groups them together. His skill is Signature Performance. This Dante has a unique meter that is filled by using basic attacks and the style skill to trigger different notes that buff your team in different ways. If you have 2 of the same note, it will grant electric types with MP regen. If you have 2 different notes, it will grant a damage buff to electric types. His QTE is Electric Pulse, and it's triggered when enemies are slowed, paralyzed, or eliminated by a hunter of the same type. His ultimate skill is Rock of the Night, a large AoE electric damage wave that causes paralysis and weakens enemies. Here are some suggested teams that you can try out with One Man Show. Fist of Salvation Dante is a fire type with 2 stances or forms that he can switch between as a main DPS and support. He has Air Hike and Trick Up, which is performed by holding the evasion button. His QTE is called Rising Dragon and Falling Hammer, and is triggered when an enemy is burning or eliminated by a hunter of the same type. Boxing or punching form has a 3-hit combo. Each attack can be held to increase damage and to launch enemies. Gets a 5-hit combo when in the air, and the attack can be held for a spike as well. Pressing skill will switch between punches and kicks. Kick has the same combo structure as punch, 3-hit ground combo, hold for the launcher, 5-hit air combo, hold for spike. Using basic attacks in boxing form melts red shields, while basic attacks in kicking form quickly restore MP. Once your MP is full, you can use your ultimate skill, Sin Rising Dragon. It's a smaller AoE that does massive fire damage and instantly fills the burn gauge. Here are some good fire teams to use with this character. Royal Guard is a physical type that can block incoming attacks to fill his rage meter. This rage can be saved up and released for big bursts of damage that melt red shields. He has a double jump but no dash. His evasion button is now a block button. Well-timed blocks result in a perfect block, which gives extra rage meter and MP. It can be followed up with a well-timed basic attack to trigger perfect release, which fills the bleed gauge. He has a 4-hit combo on the ground, 3-hit air combo as well. Attacks held during the 2nd or 3rd move in the combo do a launcher or spike. Holding the attack button alone will activate the Thomas maneuver. This move can be controlled and will launch enemies. It gets even better when you're in Devil Trigger, his ultimate skill. which gives him a damage and resilience buff as usual and fills the rage meter. His QTE is triggered when enemies are bleeding, slowed, or eliminated. Here are some fun teams to try out using Royal Guard. Lady is a physical type that supports her teammates with healing and damage buffs. She has a double jump, air dash, and combos that track to enemies from a distance, making her one of the most mobile characters in the game. Her 3-hit combo can be extended with her evasion skill Show Off. It works in the air as well. This combo melts hit shields from any distance. Her QTE is called Spatial Explosion. It triggers when an enemy is weakened or has its shield broken. It does a lot of damage and sets your team up for combos. Her style skill is called the Charge Shot. It launches and slows enemies and sets up QTEs for characters like one-man show Dante. Once leveled up, it leaves behind a green orb for health. Her ultimate skill, Moment of Detonation, has a large AoE, procs slow, and gives a temporary buff to electric and ice damage. Landing this move leaves multiple health drops to heal teammates. Here are some good teams for Swift Arsenal. Spark Igniter is a fire type that buffs other fire types. She has high mobility and is very effective at destroying hit shields. She has a 4-hit combo that can be performed on the ground and the air. Doing the combo gives her ammo, which is her unique meter. Hold attack to use ammo and cause an explosion that does fire damage. Her QTE is Storm Blast, triggered when an enemy is burning, knocked airborne, or eliminated. Her style skill is Meteor Seekers. It fills the burn meter and gives stacks of brand. It also applies fire penetration, which can be used to trigger QTEs like Nero's. Her ultimate skill is called Full Scale Explosion. It's a massive AoE of fire damage that can also give a temporary fire damage buff when it's leveled high enough. Here are some combos that work well with Spark Igniter. Frosty Grace is an ice-type hunter with high mobility. She supports her team by easily breaking hit shields with fast and flashy combos while applying debuffs to enemies. She has a unique frost meter, which chills enemies and causes continuous ice damage when full. She has a 3-hit combo, you can hold the attack for a launcher, and while in the air she has a 4-hit combo, and you can hold to spike. She has a unique evasion skill by holding the evasion button. She can also follow up a normal evasion with an attack. Press attack again at the right timing to get a stronger version. If done in the air, she will do a kick combo instead. Her QTE is Double Barrel Strike, and it's triggered when an enemy is slowed, chilled, or eliminated. Her skill is called Dual Pistol Fire, and it can be fired while moving around or jumping or anything. Use this and her ultimate to fill the frost gauge. When full, you can hold the skill button to use Frozen Vortex, which slows and damages enemies. Her ultimate skill is called Dance of Snow. It hits a large AoE with tons of ice damage. At the highest level, it also gives a massive buff to your teammates' ultimate skills. Here are some cool teams to try with Frosty Grace. Nero, Knight of the Order, is a well-rounded fire type that does big damage and supports his teammates with brands. He has an air hike, which is the double jump, and a standard dash. He does a 4-hit ground combo. You can hold the attack for a launcher or a spike, a 3-hit air combo which ends in a hard knockdown. He also has a unique evasion skill by pressing the attack after a dash, much like Frosty Grace. His QTE is called Empowered Shot. It's triggered when an enemy is affected by Fire Pen, has a shield broken, or is eliminated. His style skill is called Charge Shot. It gives stacks of brand to your entire lineup. Nero's ultimate ability is called Exceed. It enhances all passive skills, and it uses the brands that you've been stacking to do explosive damage. This character is one you will get early on, and he has some really fun team options to consider. Devilbringer is a really fun fire type that is all about doing massive damage. He has an air hike, the double jump, and a standard dash. He does a 6-hit grounded combo. His air combo ends in a knockdown. You can hold the attack for a launcher or a spike. Most of his attacks apply burn stacks. He has two different ways to use style skill. One is called Combo B, which is where you hold the skill button down for a big damage auto combo. Tap the skill to use Exceed. This charges up Nero's sword to do bigger damage. It can be charged in between each hit, and once leveled, it can grant brand stacks to your entire lineup. Devilbringer is Nero's ultimate skill that you can use at any point. From far away, it can be used to grab enemies and close the distance. When it's closer, it will activate a buster to inflict massive damage. When your meter is high enough, you'll get Devil Trigger to enhance your defenses and increase fire damage. Your attacks will also have an extra follow-up now, JoJo style. His QTE is called High Roller and Split. It's triggered when an enemy is burning, has its shield broken, or is eliminated. Devilbringer is a must-have on any of these fire teams. Devil Crusher is a physical type that can tank damage, immobilize enemies, and destroy red shields for teammates. He has a single jump and a standard dash. Each hit of his 3-hit ground combo can be held to do extra damage. By doing 2 hits and then pausing before the third attack, you'll get Chun-Li's lightning legs. Attack in the air for the Killer Bee dive kick, which can be charged. QTE is Rising Dragon and Lunar Phase, and it's triggered when enemies are bleeding, slowed, or eliminated. His style skill is called Heavy Rain Swords, and it can immobilize enemies, which sets up QTEs like Demon Hunter Dante's. His ultimate skill is called Hell on Earth, and it does massive physical damage and destroys shields. You can try out Devil Crusher on this DMC3 inspired team.
Rest in peace.
Vergil, Nomadic Lightning. He's an electric type DPS that also offers a lot of support, thanks to his style skill called Round. As the name implies, it rounds up enemies and procs the electric penetration effect. It also buffs the damage for your entire team. He has a single jump and a standard dash. Dashing in the air will give you Rise, which basically gives you a fancy double jump. He has a 6-hit ground combo and an air combo that ends in a knockdown. Holding the button gives you a launcher that goes into an air combo that ends in a knockdown. His QTE is called Drive. It triggers when an enemy is paralyzed or eliminated by a hunter of the same type. It shoots projectiles from the sword and can be followed up by pressing the attack button again and holding it. His ultimate skill is Devil Trigger, which improves resilience and increases electric damage. For a strong Nomadic Lightning team that combos nicely, try this one. This was my early game team, and it's still one of the most fun teams I've used. Endless Judgement is probably the strongest character in the game. He's a proficient physical type with high mobility and damage output. He has a dash, trick up, and trick down. He has the unique concentration gauge, which lets him use Judgement Cut. Judgement Cut causes bleed stacks, and with perfect timing, you can get a perfect Judgement Cut, which can be repeated in a combo using Doppelganger. His 5-hit ground combo will track to enemies, and he has a 4-hit air combo that ends in a knockdown.
Stay.
His style skill is called Storm Swords and Spiral Swords. You can tap the skill button to get Storm Swords, which surrounds the target and lifts them into the air. Hold skill for Spiral Swords, which surrounds Vergil and does rapid damage to anything it touches. You can pair this with Trick Up to teleport right into the enemy and start erasing their shields. His QTE is called Floating Shadow Strike, and is triggered when an enemy is weakened, has their shield broken, or is eliminated. And the ultimate skill, of course, is Judgement Cut End. This attack clears screens with a massive damage AoE. It causes bleed and refills concentration. Vergil doesn't really need a team, but these aren't so bad to try. Alright, and that's all the characters from Devil May Cry Peak of Combat that were available to me anyway. I hope you guys will try the game out. It's a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.